Welcome everyone to Accelerating Digital Skills Across Europe, Insights from the EDIH network, a webinar organized jointly by the Digital Skills and Jobs platform and the EDIH network. Next slide, please. Today, I will go very quickly into the agenda of the event, and then I will leave the floor to the speakers for their presentation. I am Caterina Bortolaso, Project Manager at the European Digital SME Alliance, and I am a partner of the Digital Skills and Jobs platform. You will get to know more about the Digital Skills and Jobs platform through the presentation by Sabrina Vorbau, Project Manager at European Schoolnet and Coordinator of the Digital Skills and Jobs platform, that will take the floor right after me. After that, you will see the presentation by Gozia Nikowska, Head of Unit at the AI Innovation and Policy Coordination at the AI Office. Thank you very much, Gozia, for being with us and for introducing the EDIH network. And right after, we will hear from Daniel Nepelski, Research Associate at the JRC at the European Commission. He will present to us the Digital Maturity Assessment Tool, that is a strategic resource for EDIH and also for SMEs. And after that, we will go a little bit more in depth and concretely in the best practices by EDIH in digital skills initiatives. So we will hear from Rami Ebeid, the CIDER from Ireland, Oana Roxana Radu at City InnoHub EDIH Romania, Svitlana Skripka from LIP EDIH cluster from, of course, Latvia. After that, we hope there will be time also for a short Q&A directly with EDIH and also the other speakers that will be able to stay with us. So I would recommend you to leave your questions in the chat, and at the end of the event, I will be glad to ask them to our speakers. So with no further ado, I would leave the floor to Sabrina for a presentation of the Digital Skills and Jobs platform that is co-organizing this event today. Sabrina, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you so much, Caterina, for the introduction, and good morning, everyone. And welcome to this webinar, also on behalf of the Digital Skills and Jobs platform. It's wonderful to see you all. As Caterina mentioned, I will kick off the webinar by giving a short but hopefully comprehensive overview of the Digital Skills and Jobs platform, latest features and activities. We can go to the next slide. And while doing so, as Caterina said, the Digital Skills and Jobs platform is coordinated by European Schoolnet together with partners at Trement, Digital Europe, the European Digital SME Alliance, LICTA, and Public Libraries 2030. As you can see here on the slides, the Digital Skills and Jobs platform is the home for digital skills and a central hub for all stakeholders interested in digital skills. If you don't know the platform, I warmly invite you to visit it as soon as possible. You can find it under digital-skills-jobs.europa.eu. And it has many things to offer, and for most, a lot of content initiatives at European and at national level when it comes to digital skills and jobs, good practices, training, and also funding opportunities. It also comes with a community where you will also find a lot of networking and community opportunities. And we're really proud to see the community growing over the years with over 16,000 users that are currently part of this community. and also 21,000 regular monthly visits of the Digital Skills and Jobs platform. You can find many things, and I tried to summarize some of the highlights to you today that we believe are beneficial for you as an organization, but also as an individual learner for professional development opportunities. There are a variety of these initiatives. You can see some mentioned on the slides here, the pledges for digital skills, the cyber skills academies, and also the digital skills awards. And I will pick up briefly on some of them during this presentation. On the next slide, of course, we are also offering an opportunity and more information about digital skills across the EU. And you can find an interactive map where you can find more information about this digital skills situation within your country. Really also looking at the efforts and the targets of the digital decade, ensuring that by 2030, 80% of European citizens have basic digital skills. So here you can browse over the different member states, and you will also be able to find more information about the National Coalition within your country. And what a National Coalition is, for those who don't know, I will also explain this further. On the next slide, as I said, the community is growing, and also together with the platform team, we are making great efforts to keep the content as updated as possible. Really on a weekly basis, we are adding new content items to the platform, from best practices to resources to interesting articles, updates on relevant policy documents, but also training, funding, and also event opportunity, really trying to connect as many communities and as many organizations and individuals as possible. On the next slide is just a very brief overview of, as I said, what you can find on the platform. We are, of course, trying to provide updated policy information, for example, on DigCom, but also other related policy documents. For example, I mentioned the newly launched 2025 Digital Decade Package, the Union of Skills, and other relevant policies at European level, but also national level. We are providing resources on important and relevant topics that are of concern for society at the moment, from virtual worlds to generative AI, to cybersecurity. And of course, we are sharing information about relevant networking events and awareness raising events at European, but also at national level. As I said, the community and the platform on the next slide is for individual users, but also for organizations. And we are trying also, by the vast amount of content that is available for you, to make sure that the platform also provides you with individual information. So we have a content recommender on the platform, and we are working also currently really hard to implement a self-designed learning path and an updated training catalog to give you further guidance of how to make the most out of the platform and the community based on your needs. As said, for organization, there are lots of opportunities for matchmaking, but also partnerships requests. And we have a lot of community groups also for individual users to engage with others to discuss common best practices and challenges. On the next slide, as I said, the Digital Skills and Jobs platform would obviously not be as rich without the support of our national coalitions that are really building the bridge between the European and the national level. As said, many of the content items showcased on the platform are coming from the national coalitions to not only show European efforts, but also show national activities and efforts that are made in the member states. So if you go on the platform, you can also find a lot of information on training opportunities, events, resources from the different member states. You can see that for the moment we have 22 national coalition websites that are directly connected to the platform and that host joint campaigns and annual events, and also offering the users a better overview of what is happening in the different member states in terms of resources, events, and best practices. As I said, also for organizations, the platform has a lot to offer. On the next slide, a short presentation of the pledges for digital skills, which is a commitment by an organization to perform an action to develop digital skills of Europeans. Many companies have joined us already and give their pledge on the website. And of course, we always welcome new initiatives and new connections, really to keep the offer as relevant and as rich as possible. Staying on events and activities, we are also, as the platform team, organizing regular webinars like the one today, for example. We are hosting community groups to foster further exchanges, and we are also hosting monthly digital skills talks, which are really short talks, 30 minutes in the morning to start your working day, where we always really dive deep into a specific topic and mainly bringing two experts together. Our next digital skills talk is coming up just next week. On the next slide, you can see a summary of previous talks. The one on the 15th of July, I invite everyone very warmly to join us. From 9:30 to 10, we'll focus on greener skills and smarter futures. Of course, the talks are also live streamed on our Facebook page, and we definitely make sure that we share with you more information about this and registration. So we hope this might be of interest for you, and you will join us next week with your morning coffee. And as I said, we usually host these on a monthly basis. In addition, as mentioned earlier already, we also provide information about funding opportunities, specifically related to the DEP program. We are supporting the European Commission on a regular basis to organize info days, and we have been very successful with that in the past. We just had one at the end of May where we had over 400 participants. So here again, we are providing more information on the DEP program that you can also find on the platform. A new addition, and you got a sneak already on the next slide, is also the connection between the platform and the cyber skills academies. We have one academy already connected to the platform, which is the Cybersecurity Skills Academy, and more will come in the future. And we also supported the launch of the Industry Academia Network that currently consists of 8 partnerships and currently 19 Cybersecurity Skills Academy pledges are also connected to the Academy. So here again, another opportunity for networking and community engagement. And of course, we are happy to share more information with you on this as well. Last but not least, before concluding, I also would like to bring your attention to one of the annual highlights of our initiative and one of the flagship initiatives, which is the European Digital Skills Awards. Applications for the awards are still open until the end of July, and the award ceremony will take place towards the end of the year. where we celebrate and award outstanding projects and initiatives around digital skills. And this year we have 5 categories where you can apply to, from digital upskilling at work to digital skills for education, inclusion in the digital world, women in ICT careers, and cybersecurity skills. You see the QR code here. Please scan it and have a look. We would be very happy to receive your entry. We do hope to get a diverse round of entries from different member states, from a lot of national and regional initiatives. And of course, the winners will be able to join us in person in Brussels for the ceremony that will take place later on this year. With that, I conclude my presentation. I hope I provided you with a glimpse of what is the Digital Skills and Jobs platform and all connected events and activities. But of course, I remain available throughout the webinar for any questions you will have. And yeah, I wish you a fruitful discussion. Thank you very much. And I hand back to Katarina.
Thank you very much, Sabrina. That was a very exhaustive presentation of what we are together doing in the European Digital Skills and Jobs platform. And indeed, you mentioned the talks. We will have also a way to go deeper in the next talk, and also make you register if you feel like at the end of this meeting. So thank you very much, Sabrina, for this overview. And now I would go on with the other co-organizer of this webinar, so the EDIH network. So I would like to give the floor to Gozia Nikovska, Head of Unit at the European Commission AI Office, for an introduction of the EDIH network. Thank you very much, Gozia.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me here today. So I will briefly present to you the European Digital Innovation Hubs Network, which also was created up to a point to help Europe achieve the Digital Decade targets, namely those on digitalization of companies, where our target is to have 75% across Europe of all companies with at least basic level of digital intensity. 90%. And we have also this 75% target of overall companies using the advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, cloud, and also big data. So that is a little bit what stands behind the idea of having the network of European digital innovation hubs. But the other reason and the main purpose of the network is to create for companies this one-stop shop where they can get support with any needs relating to their digital transformation. And the network was initially created on a smaller scale at the end of the previous funding period, and really opened its wings in this under this multi-annual financial framework, under this MFF. And today we have around 170 hubs in all European member states and 10 associated countries, including Norway, Iceland, and Liechtenstein as our first joiners. And most recently, we also opened to Ukraine, Turkey, North Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, Kosovo, and Albania. And very soon we will also have hub in Moldova, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and Switzerland. So all the hubs, their job is to help small and medium enterprises, but also mid-caps, so bigger companies per se, and public sector organizations with digital transformation, whatever needs they are. They have these 4 types of services, starting from supporting to networking activities, Test Before Invest, which is our main differentiating factor from many other hubs and similar initiatives. A company can come to a hub and get a solution tested, technological solution tested, before they decide to invest in it. Another type of service is funding advice, and last but not least, and what is maybe most relevant for this meeting today, the hubs are also very strong in supporting the skills building initiative. The first step for a company when they come to a hub is to get this kind of assessment, which Daniel will later tell you more about, on digital maturity. This digital maturity assessment is also available in an open format, so any company can go to our website and do the test themselves. We also have a simplified version if they want to know in a few simple steps how far advanced they are in terms of their digitalization. They can do that as well. And once they finalize this test, they will be advised to then reach out to the hub to get a more structured support. But times are moving, and the reality is changing basically as we speak, and this is also true for our hubs. In the recently adopted communication on AI action plan, AI continent action plan, and they were presented and a little bit renamed as experience centers for AI, because also us, the unit in charge of the hub, became last year part of the AI office. And therefore, in the new edition that we are currently preparing for, in the new edition of the hubs, there will be much more focus on artificial intelligence. I think this does not come as a surprise to anybody. This technology is everywhere. Everybody is talking about it, and everybody is interested in seeing its uptake and wider spread, in particular in Europe. So the hubs are becoming this experience center for AI. This is not going to be difficult for them because already today from the existing hubs, almost 90% already provide services relating to artificial intelligence, and now the missing 10% will do that in the next round. And what is very important in that context is that not only they will provide these services relating to AI, but they also will become a center, a connecting hub, for lack of a better word, to the rest of the AI, European AI innovation ecosystem. So when a client comes to the hub, they might also be advised that a better service, a more appropriate service according to their needs, will be provided, for example, by the AI factories or AI gigafactories once they are established. So basically, if a company needs more computing power, they will most likely be addressed turned towards the AI factories. If a company has more needs in terms of developing an AI system and they want to take it test it in real life condition, then they might be pointed to the testing and experimentation facilities. Or if they already have a solution that they would like to advertise and find clients for, they might be encouraged to look at the AI on-demand platform. So they will really be this center of also pointing the clients in the right direction. As we know, we like very much to create many different initiatives which do a lot of good things, and the job of the hubs will be to link all these initiatives in the ecosystem so that the client, the SME, doesn't have to understand how the system works. They will receive the service as they need. And what in this context of today's discussion is particularly important, that they will also guide companies or their clients from public sector towards also the AI Skills Academy, which similarly to the mentioned before Cyber Skills Academy will also operate and serve as this information center of all types of trainings relating to artificial intelligence. And the hubs also are very well based in their local communities, so they know the local language, they know the local regulation, and they also collaborate with other local initiatives, local regional initiatives that are already present on the ground. And we have a very, very good cooperation, for example, with the network of Enterprise Europe and industrial clusters. So let me focus a little bit on the activities relating to skills. So in terms of skills for the whole network, we also have a skills repository where the hubs can put their trainings that they directly provide, but also we have trainings that are prepared by the different hubs for the use across the network, but they can be used by anybody. And already today we have a number of very good trainings relating to artificial intelligence that are available for anybody. And we also have trainings for the other hubs, for example, on types of how to approach the clients or on success stories where particularly promising solutions have been developed. So there have been also a number of very successful initiatives relating to skills building between the hubs. We also have a award ceremony, which was done earlier at the end of last year at our annual summit. And one of the winners was, for example, a training initiative developed between 3 hubs from 3 different countries, because this networking effect is of key importance to us. So I encourage everybody to have a look if you were not aware. We have a if I say so myself, a very good website that presents the network. You can find the hub that is close to you and explore more what they particularly are doing. But any company across Europe can go to any hub, and in principle they will be provided with advice and support. And I'm very much also looking forward to the next presentation, when you will hear some real case stories from the hubs on how they develop their initiatives on the ground. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gozia. I think that was really interesting to hear, and also especially the connection with the AI Continent Action Plan, because indeed the role of EDIH in AI has been strengthened, and I think it's a good to hear for this webinar. And I also encourage you to share links in the chat in case you want to spread information about the EDIH network or your EDIH. You're more than welcome to do so, and to visit the map of EDIH on the EDIH network website. So thank you very much, Gozia. And now we'll go on with the tool that has been just mentioned actually in Gozia's presentation, which is the Digital Maturity Assessment tool. So I will leave the floor to Daniel Nepelski from the Joint Research Center of the European Commission. Daniel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Katarina. Good morning, everybody. Good morning from Sevilla. Yes, and indeed, I will try to briefly introduce you to the operational tool that the Digital Maturity Assessment is, and which is being already used for quite some time by the hubs in order to get a better understanding of what's the profile of the customers, including also the level of their digital skills and what they do with respect to human capital in the context of digitalization. So if we could go to the next slide, please. Then you will see that there is a kind of like a threefold objectives or of using the digital maturity assessment tool. I still don't see the slide, which basically explains that it benefits the SMEs because by doing the digital maturity assessment, whenever they approach the hub, then they can basically see where they are in their digitalization journey, and it also helps them to understand what's their competitive position, for example, with respect to their peers. And by doing this kind of screening, it also shows where the strengths and gaps are, and naturally, of course, it also provides an insight with respect to what are the areas for potential improvement. At the level of the hub, it's basically one of the main diagnostic tools that the hubs are doing when working with the customers. And as such, it's supposed to help them to guide the service provision that they are offering to their customers. And because of the construction of the digital maturity assessment tool, it basically is basically being used at the very beginning, and then later on also after the interventions. It's also helping to understand what is the actual impact of these services that they are providing to their customers. And then finally, at the overall level of the initiative of the European Digital Innovation Hub, it's basically a standardized tools that all the hubs are doing, and therefore, by collecting all the information or collecting this type of information across all the customers, across all the hubs, across all the regions, we are able to better monitor and evaluate also the effectiveness of the interventions of the hubs. And finally, what's also relevant here is that we are able to see the progression of digital transformation across the whole Europe. So in further detail, when we look at the next slide that shows the dimensions that the digital maturity assessment tool is using, you will see that it's quite comprehensive. If we could move to the next slide, please. Because we are covering a variety of... No, please go back to the third slide, the dimensions one. Yes. So we are covering here a variety of dimensions that the practice as well as the literature considers very relevant for the digital transformation. And we try to start with the basics, which is in principle the strategy. So that's where the DMAT is asking companies if they have a clear vision with respect to the use of the digital technologies in the context of their businesses. Then we are proceeding with asking them about what kind of tools they are actually using, starting with the infrastructure, with some basic technologies. And the next dimension considers the what can be called also skills. It's the human capital that is necessary to drive the digital transformation and in the companies, in the organizations. Then we proceed by looking at what's happening with respect to data, how data is managed, how data is stored, integrated, how it's complemented with other data sources, and how it's basically being used in the improving or the business processes, and also to develop new products or services. Then the next dimension concerns the automation and the artificial intelligence. And then finally, it's something what we were interested in, the green dimension. So we didn't want just digital transformation, but we also wanted to know what is the environmental effect of the adoption of digital technologies and digital processes. And that's why we also wanted, or we were interested in knowing how this aspect is being taken into account by the companies. Then if we go to the next slide, and you will see that over the last almost 3 years, next slide, please, we have already collected around 20,000 assessments. So that basically means that around 20,000 SMEs have worked together with the hubs on the ground, and we're doing this first step that considered the evaluation of the digital maturity. This is a living organism, as you can see, because basically every month we are getting nearly 1,000 new assessments, and the first assessments. And then you can also see that over time, the number of follow-up assessments, so not only the baseline, but also assessments that are being conducted at least 6 months after the first encounter between the SME and the hub. These assessments are also coming in, and they are providing us with a idea how companies that are contacted or that are working with the hubs, how well and where they are progressing with respect to the digital maturity journey. if we go to the next slide, then you can see what is the average picture of the digital maturity of the European SMEs, or the European SMEs that work together with the European Digital Innovation Hubs. And here, considering that the score of the DMAT goes from 0 to 100, we can observe that the average SME scores 40. This is basically a result of replying to a number of questions along all the dimensions that I introduced a second ago, starting with the business strategy, continuing with the adoption of basic and advanced digital technologies, and then also related to skills and how the staff of these companies is being engaged in the process of digital transformation, and then finally data management and AI and green digitalization. And here you can basically see that the lowest level of adoption we can observe, for example, with respect to AI and advanced technologies, not surprising. Whereas the highest one concerns, for example, the human capital, so the skills, the training that is being offered is something that is very often present in this kind of companies. Other dimensions, like, for example, the adoption of actual adoption of technologies, scores relatively lower, and similar also the green digitalization is also something that we are observing that definitely there is room for improvement. So this is basically like a snapshot, and then if we go to the next slide, then there is a little bit more insights or analytical information coming out of the DMAT results. And here, this slide or the plot may look a little bit complicated, but indeed it's not. So here, basically, the reference line is the dashed line. And we can see that whatever is below that dash line, or the dimensions that are below that dash line, they developed slower compared to this reference line, whereas what is above the dash line grows or evolves faster. So if we would try to interpret these results, then basically what stands out here is that whatever comes first is the digital strategy. So companies really have to have an idea about how and what for they want to use the digital technologies, how they want to apply them in their businesses. And then once these things are clear in their mind, then basically what comes next is getting on board, and I think that is relevant in the context of this webinar, is basically their staff. It's the skill level of the employees, how they are being prepared, how they are being exposed to the opportunities that digital technologies are giving them. And then only after that, we can see that the next steps can be done, which involve the adoption of more advanced technologies, such as, for example, AI. Then if we go to the next slide, then we can see some general patterns with respect to digital maturity of the SMEs that the European Digital Innovation Hubs are working with. So here, basically, we see the breakdown of the digital maturity assessment scores by different size classes. And here we don't see anything particularly surprising. This is basically the reality of technological intensity of companies, meaning basically that as companies are growing in terms of size, then they are also progressing with respect to the digital maturity level. This is, of course, related to how intensively they are using technologies in general, how innovative they are, and but also the overall general progression and the availability of the resources. If we go to the next slide, then also at a very general level, we're going to see the landscape of the companies that or the customers of the hubs by the sector. And here again, the digital maturity level of the companies by the sector from which the companies are coming from. And here again, relatively obvious reflection of the reality, meaning basically that companies from technology-intensive sector like ICT, companies working in the scientific domains, health sector, and so on, they are relatively more advanced with respect to the digital maturity than, for example, companies in the construction or agriculture. So this is basically the kind of like insights that the digital maturity assessment tool is providing both the hubs as well as the SMEs themselves, speaking about the comparison to their peers, but also the overall EDI initiative that we are trying to implement and manage. Then if we go to the next slide, then we can also see a relatively, I think, interesting findings considering the change in the digital maturity assessment score between the T0, so basically the baseline assessment that is being done at the first moment when companies are approaching the hub, and the follow-up assessment that is being done at least 6 months after the intervention of the hub. And here I think that the positive message that we can transmit is that overall, practically all companies are experiencing an increase in their digital maturity assessment in the digital maturity. And what is also very positive is that there is a big jump in the context of more advanced technologies. So that's, for example, with the AI and automation or more advanced development of or deployment of digital technology is involved. And but there are also some other nuances. And I think that they are also worth pointing out, considering, for example, the data security, so anything related, for example, to cybersecurity as well, but also the consideration of the environmental impact of digital technology. It's also something what is being improved or increased significantly after the intervention or the contact with the hubs. And finally, also the skill. So this is also something where we can see a positive relationship between the working with the hub and the level of consideration for the digital skills. Then the next slide basically shows that the general message that we are observing here, or that we can give here, is that what practically all companies are experiencing an increase in the DMAT score, or the digital maturity assessment level. This 10%, it's puzzling, but it's also interesting because, for example, when we talk to the hubs, they tell us, or they report back to us, for example, very often that actually once companies are being engaged in evaluating their digital maturity, they are becoming more critical. Meaning basically that at first, after they spend some time working with the hub, some of them may actually revise the replies that they were giving at the beginning, just because they got more idea about what digital maturity is. And this is basically explaining why some of them may actually negatively revise their scores of their digital maturity level. What is also interesting is that the increase of the digital maturity score is higher for companies that start at a lower level. It's also relatively intuitive. But also what is kind of interesting is that the more time passes between the first assessment and the follow-up assessment, which also means it's a proxy of the duration of the contact between the company and the hub, it's also positively related. So the maturity is increasing the longer the companies have been involved in the collaboration with the hub. So to conclude, I would like to I would like to focus on the following messages: that indeed the DMAT is a kind of like operational tool that is allowing us to get a better understanding of what is the level of digital maturity of the companies that are working with the hubs. If you could pass to the next slide. With the conclusions, which basically helps us to get a better understanding of what's happening, what are also the needs, and then as a result also guide the interventions of the hubs. This is a machine that is continuously providing new data, which basically allows us to, again, improve our understanding of what has happened before, what's happening right now, and also what is going to happen. The overall results indicate that there is a progression in terms of the digital maturity of the companies that are working together with the hubs, which helps us or allows us also to assume that there is also like a positive relationship between the working of the hubs together with the customers. And as a final note, if you could go to the last slide, Katarina, then I would just like to let you know that with the new round of EDI, there is going to be a so-called DMAT 2.0. As Gosia already mentioned, the reality is changing. We also learned, hubs also have learned a lot by using the current DMA, that as a result, we have introduced a simplified, or let's say not most simplistic, but a simplified version of the DMAT. So this is something that is going to be introduced with the next round of the EDI. So with this, I would like to thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any questions, I can send you the reports that provide more details, but also answer any individual questions in case you have one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Daniel. I see indeed a question for you that I will keep for later. And I thank you very much for this reality check on the digitalization of our companies in Europe, but also for showing some encouraging results for the EDIH. And we look forward to this new version of the digital maturity assessment tool, and we hope maybe we can cooperate again on the launch of this, let's say, updated and simplified tool. So thank you very much. And now we go on with best practices and concrete examples. So it's the second part of our webinar. And I give the floor as first EDIH to Rami Ebeid from CIDR from Ireland. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Katarina, and thank you for the opportunity for today. Morning, everyone. My name is Rami, the EDIH AI Training Manager at CIDR. So next slide, please. CIDR actually is Ireland's national AI center. Like, it is officially recognized as one of the Europe's digital innovation hubs. So we sit at the intersection of research and real-world deployment. So we are funded by both IDE Ireland and Enterprise Ireland. So our services remain free or heavily subsidized for industry and public sector. The vision here is to help SMEs and public organizations adopt trustworthy AI, data analytics, and wider digital technologies quickly and safely. And right now we are based in the University College Dublin, UCD. And in the next slides, I will try as briefly as possible to share with you our skills and training success story. So first thing is that the clock is ticking on the EU AI Act. From August this year, every organization placing an AI system on the market, no matter how small, must show that staff understand risk classes, transparency, duties, and governance. There's a lot of challenges that needs to be applied this year. SMEs and public bodies are telling us that they feel this kind of pressure. Second thing is that a recent survey done here on Ireland showed that Irish SMEs have average to low AI knowledge, so the appetite to learn is huge. Third thing also is that most existing courses right now online are either highly technical or locked behind paywalls. What was missing was a national jargon-free pathway that lets busy teams learn on their own pace. Next slide, please. So the first pillar that we started with our success story here for our skills and training plan, a fully self-paced course called AI for You. It is a 5 bite-sized modules, walk a complete beginner from what exactly is AI through how it works, real-world applications, and impact stories, then straight into the AI governance and the new EU AI Act. And we finish by looking at what is coming next so teams can future-proof their own plans. The entire course takes about 3 hours, can be paused, resumed on any device, and is free for SMEs, public sector bodies, and even European peers, thanks for our funding from the European Union, Enterprise Ireland, and Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment. Also, a side note, the IBEC, Ireland's largest business support group, conducted a review of our training before we launched it, just to ensure that it would land well with the enterprise audience. Learners of this course leave with a shared language, a checklist of risks to watch for, and an action plan to start drafting their own AI policy or use case ideas to get from all of that knowledge base that we are delivering. And if you're interested, you can scan this QR code just to enroll in this course. Next slide, please. So that was the first pillar. Second pillar of our skills and training plan is hands-on in-person workshops held either at CEDAR or on-site with partners across the whole island in Ireland. So we show how to use AI in business cases tailored to our audience industry, from prompt engineering to AI in the tourism sector, while also highlighting AI best practices, limitations, and data governance. The result is a validated use case storyboard that attendees can bring back to apply into their day-to-day job. And finally, next slide, please. The third pillar that we were working on is that we keep the momentum with a monthly, what we call Launch and Learn webinars. It is a series of 60-minute webinars that can be accessed later, all the recordings can be accessed later on our YouTube channel. Every webinar tackles one particular theme each time. The recent one actually was yesterday, so it was about validating your business idea with AI. It walks you through using AI for market research, market validation, sanity checks, feedback loops, all that under an hour, followed by a Q&A session for engagement. And also, if you want to see any of our past recent recorded webinars, you can scan the QR code to access our YouTube channel. Okay, so next slide, please. Okay, so what have those three pillars delivered since, let's take a snapshot since February 2025. E-learning, we have passed more than 1,500 enrollments on the AI for You course. Webinars have attracted over 700 participants representing over 85 organizations. And the in-person events, we did events across whole Ireland, in Dublin, Midlands, and even in the West, through our growing relationship with business support agencies and other digital innovation hubs inside Ireland. Next slide. And the final thing that I want to add in here before I finalize this, that of course CEDAR isn't working in isolation. So Ireland now has 4 fully aligned European digital innovation hubs that cover every key technology theme. So we have CEDAR, us. We cover the AI, data analytics, digital transformation support. We have also Factory Exchange in Limerick. So that's Ireland's smart manufacturing powerhouse, helping factories adopt Industry 5.0, digital twins, robotics. We also have Entire, EDIH, based in Cork, specialized in cybersecurity and operational resilience. And then also Data to Sustain, based in Galway, focused on life science and digital health innovation. Together, all of these hubs, we form a national skills backbone, if I would say in this term, so that any SME can move from concept to development. Next slide, please. But from an upskilling perspective, so other than what we are doing right now under CEDAR, actually also Factory Exchange offer digitalization boot camps for leaders. Entire have multiple offerings, like including workshops to increase awareness of the importance of being cyber secure and also for the AI Act. Data Sustain offer workshop style training for business intelligence and also for digital innovation. Thank you so much. I hope that I am covered all the things that I want to cover in time. So thank you so much for your time and for this opportunity. Visit cedar.ie/EDIH to know more about what we can provide and for any future potential partnerships. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rami, and thank you very much for this overview of the EDIH in Ireland as well. That's very good to hear, and for all your activities and also your approach in this lunch and learn. That reminded me a bit of our digital skills talks. That is breakfast conversation. So now I would give the floor to the next EDIH, that is City InnoHub EDIH from Romania, Oana Roxana Radu. The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, firstly, for the opportunity to share info about our activity. There are many things to say, many things to share. So I will go very, very fast forward through the presentation to leave room for the questions. My name is Oana Radu. I am an Innovation Hub Manager at City InnoHub, and I'm happy to speak to you today from Romania. We are here to help people, companies, and public authorities to learn digital skills and use technologies. If you can go to the next slide, City InnoHub is the one-stop shop for digitalization in the southeast region of Romania. It's formed of a consortium of 6 partners with expertise in business, education, and technology. As I said, we support companies and public authorities with the technical expertise, financial advice, and digital skills development, especially in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, cloud, and automation. We have targeted domains as Tourism 4.0, Smart Cities, e-health, and IT&C as a transversal domain. As part of the European Digital Innovation Hub network, we bring the latest knowledge and solutions from Europe to our region, and also we are part of an association of Romanian EDIHs, RODIH, and we are sharing best practices across Romania. Our mission is clear, is to guide, advise, and support organization to every step of digital transformation. And our main focus is to strengthen the local innovation ecosystem and to drive economic growth. If you go further with one slide, please. Our activity in numbers at City InnoHub reflects the events that next one, because we don't have time for sharing images and movies. The beneficiaries we have supported, the services that we have delivered up to this point. We have onboarded 117 organizations, delivered over 600 services, and the value of the service that we delivered for free to our beneficiaries is around 2 million euro. We have a team, an extraordinary team of 79 experts and one AI assistant, Ina, that support us on our website with questions and answers for our beneficiaries. She is trained to speak only about City InnoHub and about technology, because firstly we had some issues. People were asking all the things to Ina. If you can go to next slide. When it's about numbers and images, the best way to reflect our activity is in action. We have delivered pilot projects across different sectors. If you can give play to the next slide, it's okay, because just explaining something. We have exposed here 3 examples from tourism to education. What's more important is that every project that we are designing is designed to help people learn new digital skills. So work is always about upskilling and reskilling for both beneficiary and the wider community. For example, in tourism, as you can see right now, we help a museum dedicated to the football player Haji to reach visitors from all over the world to the virtual tour. This shows how technology can make culture more accessible while helping staff and partners learn by doing, because we teach both our beneficiary and the users on how to use the technology. If you can go to the next one, in education, we have a partnership with the county inspectorate. We implemented a chatbot and automation for kindergarten. Next one, registration in Constanța. This reduced practically the process of from 1 day to just 5 minutes, and help both staff and parents to get used to digital tools in real life. We also run, next one, we also run a City Inno Edu community with regular meetings, monthly meetings that connect and play here, just play it a video, connects technical partners with practical sessions showing the advantage and the limits of new technology, and always include hands-on learning experience. In short, here are just 3 examples, but all our projects are learning by doing. Learning by doing is the key, helping people get real digital skills for today and for tomorrow. Next, please. I think I have a little bit delay, and I see the previous slide. Okay, another one. City InnoHub is next one. The movie I have explained you. It's okay. I can share information afterwards. We have many multimedia resources to share. City InnoHub is based at Ovidius University in Constanța. Our university has invested over 27 million euros in engineering labs, digital labs, and new technology. We lead projects in area like cybersecurity, machine learning, digital education, and cloud computing. This strong infrastructure that Ovidius University has allowed us to provide modern and practical digital skills training. You can go to the next one. And what's important that we are running in the consortium and in association with the university many programs that are using experts from City InnoHub, from our technological partner. For example, here is the cybersecurity academy that is run by University Ovidius University together with the Romanian Intelligence Service Cyber Center and with the Romanian National Computer Security Incident Response Team. We train many students and academics. Next one, please. And what's more important about the University of Ovidius is that it's not isolated in the next one, in the southeast part of Romania. It's part of a consortium of other 8 European universities. And we have a joint vision for future-proof education. We are working to equip students with digital skills needed, as I said, for today and tomorrow, because the tomorrow is really now. This international collaboration brings us a wider perspective and more opportunities for the regional community, because maybe you know, but Romania, in terms of basic digital skills, is on the last place of the top. So we have a big gap to fulfill with all our services. For the next slide, I would like to approach a little bit the digital skills working packages.
I need to ask you to wrap up a little bit, Anna.
Okay.
Sorry.
Very, very, very fast. How do we help our beneficiary? First, we listen. We talk about business and public organization to understand the skills they need. Next, we create. We design a training based on real needs using method like design thinking. Then we deliver. We provide courses that are practical and interactive with teamwork and real world examples. And afterwards, we certify. Every participant receives a certificate that is recognized because it has micro-credential and all the documentation attached. You can go to the next one. It explains a little bit the way that we certify the next 3 slides. And go next. Next. We don't have time to explain everything, but we can share. And here are some results related to the courses that we that we delivered so far. 500 receive certificates from 417 different courses. But as you can see, we provide basic digital skills which has more attractivity for our beneficiaries than other more advanced skills, and that's why we try to adapt and deliver what our people need. And everything is offered on our Moodle platform that helps us really learn easily anytime. And also is a hybrid way because we deliver in classes in university. And for the next 2 slides, there are 2 examples of courses that we are prototyping right now for SMEs. Next one. One is for digital marketing for the hotels, restaurants in our area. We tried to see they want more compressed programs in 2 days, 4 hours per day in hybrid mode. So it had more attractivity in that way for the beneficiaries from SMEs. And another one is related to AI. As my colleague mentioned before, it's a very attractive team, and we need to somehow to debunk the myth on what AI is and what is not. And we have different modules: office automation with AI, how to save time with digital tools, the smart marketing with AI, how to reach more customers online, AI on SME management, how to use data for better decision, and more advanced design thinking, how to solve problems in a very creative way. And I will stop here with the last slide to give the floor to the next speaker. We are here to support organization, not to survive, but to lead in this time with technology. If you have time, please scan our QR code and see our YouTube channel and social media accounts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anna. The material will be shared so everyone will be able to go more in deep. We're also very curious about your chatbot assistant, I have to say. But now I will leave the floor to Svitlana Skripka from LIP EDIH from Ukraine.
Hello, colleagues, and here is it. Here is my slides. So we are new as EDIH, but we support businesses in digitalization for over a decade. Next slide, please. And we do it still. First slide. Yeah, thank you. And we do it across interconnected activities which are included into EDIH offerings. And with the next slide, I would like to show you one piece of these activities. It calls IT Club Loyalty. This program is built on request of our community and local businesses all together. Because, for next slide, please. Because sometimes when you open a new business, you don't have opportunity to reach new customers. And back in 10 years ago, it was like printing new advertising, hiring some people, spending time to find the clients. And from other side, if you work for technical company, you're always busy, you sit behind your computer and you don't have any time to find a new provider for anything. So we deployed this IT Club Loyalty as digital by design tool from one hand, we support tech companies in their HR practices by providing access to verified providers, B2C sector. And from other hand, it's a tool for small and medium local businesses to have more clients, to spend less time, and to be greener. Next slide, please. I want to tell you a story about these partners who could be separated in different categories, but every day we see these needs of cafe, restaurants, medicine, education, and now it's 100,000 of small and medium businesses who is using this digital tool to be more open to new clients. Next slide, please. And through the years, we collected this dynamics in revenue. Unfortunately, I cannot say how much money they saved with not going out with papers, but you can see average dynamics of this group. And next slide, please. And I want to show you how, something wrong with it, but we will manage. Let's imagine if you open in a new beauty salon. As I said before, it was quite not easy to get new customers. And we have see now the dynamics of our clients in locations and in employees. For example, factory farm, with our support through this digital platform, increase it in 5 times. They opened in five more locations. And this platform is not only online tool. This platform also backed with strong marketing team, and this team provide guidance on digital marketing. We provide services in digital marketing, and we can also guide these SMEs to go to new digital tools available through our members. So in a couple of words, that's probably all. Next slide, please. I try to be more as consistent as it's possible. Yes. On next steps, we are going to improve this tool by second part of HR system, again on request on our community. We understand that it's a lot of need to automatization and improvement in these two areas, HR practices and sales for SMEs. We talk a lot of AI, but nowadays we need to do the small steps on educating small and medium businesses on benefits and bring them real value in money. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Svetlana. Yes, indeed. Also talking about HR is a part of skills. So I'm glad that also this was covered. And I would leave the floor to our next speaker, that is Kati Kiljunen from Robocost, Finland.
Thank you, Katerina. And good afternoon, everybody. And thank you that I can also be involved in this session. So next slide. Thank you. Today I can, the previous one. I just saw that it's very important now to see also that the case is now from manufacturing sector, and it is proof of concept. And the cases show that it didn't just save the time, it opened the door to the new business growth totally. We have completed several proof of concepts successfully, including solutions for employee engagement and HR automation, like AI in intranet solutions. But actually today I want to focus on one powerful case, and this is a huge door opening to the company which made the solution. Now to the next slide, please. The case is made in our industrial partner, which receive over 200 complex RFQs per year. Each package includes technical drawings, specifications, and documentations. And the old process really heavily on manual work. As you already know, it's heavy to go through of those offers, asking offers from the companies. In this company, it is 1,000 pages inside those questions. And that's the reason we started to use proof of concept and make automation to this process. We used optical character recognition. No, my cat is always. This is huge problem when I'm starting to talk about. The system combined optical character recognition, document classification, and rule-based extraction to deliver structured sales input within minutes. Within minutes. Think about that. 1,000 pages and now only minutes. The first things from drawings going through, technical drawings, the AI checking out what is important concerning the offer. Of course, in manufacturing, speed and accuracy matters. And this was a case where we got real important information to those people who are making offers and also technical persons in the company. And the saving time is just the start. True growth begins when possibilities are seen, tested, and realized. And now we tested those possibilities. Let's go to the next slide. And in this case, the impact from one proof of concept to international growth, it's not coming to the company who gives the data. It's now the startup company behind the AI solution gained evaluated reference. And that is very important. As a result, they secured new customers in Finland and Scandinavia. They are now actively negotiating with a Japanese two-tier automotive supplier in Japan. From Finland to Japan marketing, it's a huge story. This means that one well-targeted proof of concept became the launchpad for international growth. And in the company point of view, it was the door opening to the new business totally. Actually, this is now also every day or every week somebody is asking how we can get this AI solution also to our company. But basically, when we are now also talking about digital skills, those digital skills and understanding about that AI, what we can do with those solutions, it's the most important thing. And I have actively now hear what you have said about your organizations as hubs. It's amazing things that first we need that understanding after we can do anything like this kind of growth. And next slide, that is the last one. And all these three proof of concepts, they are now in playbook. You can check those from playbook.robocos.eu, but those are now in Finnish, but you can also use that AI to translate it to your own language. And the playbook also provides concrete examples of how companies can adopt new technologies without large upfront investments. This investments is or testing something, it's a huge turn point also to those little ones, SMEs. And there is it. It means that if you really want to do something, just go forward and test and make those decisions, but learn before that. There is also in the last page our QR code. You can check our learning pages and please scan it and see our team and services.
Thank you very much, Kati, for staying in time. Now we have time for our last speaker, Christine Zunde from the Latvian IT cluster, and I hope we will manage to have a few minutes for some questions. Thank you very much, Christine.
Yes, hi. I only have 5 slides, so yes. Hi, everybody. I'm Christine. I'm representing one of 2 EDIHs in Latvia. And next slide, please. And we have chosen in our EDIH one path to do this practical digitalization group training for SMEs. And I would say those are SMEs with very low digitalization, digital maturity. As you already saw, previous speaker told about these DMA results. And this is the part where with very low skills we gather in small groups, small SMEs, their representatives, and they work practically 1 month. Every week for 1 day, they all gather together, and in pairs in this small group or individually, they solve their own this real business challenge that they own, and also learn from each other what they are doing or how they are solving their technical or maybe business thinking issues. You can go to the next slide, and I will show briefly. We do this in I already said 4 days. This is step-by-step approach. All 3 dedicated trainers assist and train this group each time, and at first they identify what exactly is their problem, because sometimes the real problem is very different what they are thinking the problem is or challenge. And then they also have homeworks to prepare for the next days, and in these sessions, they go through various business processes or find the ways where they can increase this digitalization, the digitalization, and improve their processes in daily life. And also keeping it more interesting, in the final day, they have to prepare a presentation, the next steps, what they are going to do. And sometimes we also have these experts that are not trainers, but we invite from our cluster members or other organizations to give feedback about their chosen journey to do these digitalization processes. Right now we have, since beginning of the project, we have more than 300 companies done this training in 20 groups around Latvia, and we are planning to adopt this concept also with AI and cybersecurity trainings in next few months till the project ends. And yes, this is our one of our components, how these companies improve their digitalization. And after this Kickstart training, they can apply for money in our national funding program to implement these digital solutions, if they have chosen, for example, to implement CRM system or various, I don't know, to make a new web page or e-commerce solutions, though they can receive additional grant to implement this solution. Next slide, please. And I will jump also to one other very, very nice opportunity for companies in Latvia. Together with the National Digital Skills Program, there is additional money for EDIHs to provide skills, to provide these skills trainings in Latvia till the mid next year. And right now we have trained in the blue boxes. You can see that it is only our project, our EDIH in Latvia. So right now in 9 months we have trained more than 1,000 persons. And also already you heard about this DMAT test. And in this program, the mandatory request is to fill this tool to receive funding for the training. And so right now we have more than 1,500 DMAs filled regarding skills activities. So, and the most interesting or the most popular trainings are very, very wide, from artificial intelligence to very basic programs like digital marketing and Microsoft Excel. So those are in short training, in short trainings like 1 or 2 days. And there is also our partner, EDIH partner, Riga Business School, who is providing most of trainings in our National Digital Skills Program. They also provide mini MBAs in topics you see. So those are long-term courses, up to 90 hours, one course. So I think this is great opportunity for companies in Latvia to receive very attractive funding rate by 100% of funds to train their people and improve their digital skills. So thank you. Next slide is a goodbye slide, and thank you for listening, and let's keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christina, for staying in the time. We have a few minutes for questions, just because I see that in the Q&A we have specifically questions, I would say, for Daniel, if Daniel is still with us, or otherwise we can also find a way anyways to make him answer these questions in a second time. I see also interested in how these solutions that have been today presented can be scaled up. So maybe another webinar would be possible. Indeed, we would love to deepen our connection with the EDIH network through the DSJP, because indeed there are many synergies. So I would ask very quickly to Daniel the questions that I see for him. So first one is about how the digital maturity assessment tool 2.0 will be compatible with existing DMAT. I know all these questions are quite long, so I will just share it with you, and then you see if you can shortly give an answer. The second one is, as an EDIH, should we complement the DMA with the digital skills assessment in order to improve our training recommendation? And another question is also about the fact that the average scores in total maturity level seems very low, and what is the level that it should be to be competitive for the future? I would ask you to give very short answers to these questions. Before that, maybe next slide, I will just remind everyone about our next digital skills talk. In the next slide, you can see the QR code. So we will have the pleasure to host Francesca Borgonovi, Head of Skills Analysis at the OECD Center for Skills, and Wanda Sabel, Senior Education Standardization Expert at Eduser Pro. 15 July at 9:30, we will talk about green and digital skills. And now I will leave the floor to Daniel for quick answers to the questions. Sorry if we are running a little bit late with the timings, but I'm sure that these questions are of interest for everyone. Thank you, Daniel, for your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Katarina. Thank you all for your questions. So starting with the compatibility between the DMAT 1.0 and the DMAT 2.0, in principle, unfortunately, I'm afraid that there is not going to be like a big level of overlap. Still, that was like a decision that we have taken, having gathered the experience of the first round of the DMAT, also the interactions with the hubs and so on. So we've done like a very deep revision, and I'm afraid that there is not going to be like just one-to-one. What we can just promise, and many of you have already seen that, is that definitely it's going to be more intuitive, more much simpler, and that's why I think that it's also going to help better drive you and also ask with respect to how and what to do with the SMEs. So that basically also leads me to the next question. So how this information can be used in the context of improving the skills and so on. I think that there is already quite a lot of information already in there for very specific issues. I think that the best way is just basically going back to the individual questions that are in the DMAT. For the sake of time, we are not presenting that here, but there is already definitely quite a lot information that can help you to understand what are the gaps, what they are missing, if there is still anything that you can potentially do. And the level of the third question was concerned basically the low level of digital maturity among the companies that have taken the DMAT, that are working with the hubs. So here, and I can basically also refer you to the most recent state of play report of the EDIHs. I can just say that yes, it is quite low, but at the same time, we can see basically that the EDIHs are working with a much more advanced companies than the European average. So that basically tell us that there is still quite a lot of room for improvement in terms of competitiveness, in terms of transferring digital technologies and reaping the benefits for the economy or for the benefit of the company. So there is definitely much more room for improvement, even though, as I said, we are speaking about above average companies in terms of their technological intensity, in terms of their digital maturity, in terms of their skills, and so on and so on. So that only allows us to conclude that there is definitely much more work to be done.
Thank you very much, Daniel. I think that was very useful for all EDIH that are connected today. I see in the meanwhile another question, but I also understand that we are running out of time. More as a reflection, psychological resilience against AI manipulation sufficiently addressed in current training or policy frameworks? I don't know if some of our EDIH has an answer to that. Then maybe we can close with, like for instance, EDIH that deal more with AI, like CIDAR.
Can you rephrase the question again, please?
Is psychological resilience against AI manipulation sufficiently addressed in current training or policy frameworks? You find it in the Q&A. So I guess the question is about the fact, like also to make people more aware of the manipulation that can happen with AI.
So I guess if I want to put like a very short answer to this would be that AI right now is forcing itself on the landscape. So it isn't something that because it has its own disadvantages or bad sides, that it would be ignored or put on the side. So what was happening right now is that because a very trend that we are seeing right now, especially here in Ireland, that small businesses are leapfrogging. So like 10 years ago or something, a small business or a micro enterprise would go to the digital transformation first and then go to the AI transformation. Right now, we are seeing the whole leapfrogging thing is like we are going over AI and getting the digital transformation within our like the journey itself, like 2-in-1 journey, like I would say. So yes, manipulation and disadvantages of AI are there, and it is now more than ever that needs to be put in highlight, bolded, but that doesn't mean that we are backing off or not dealing with the whole situation. Yes, everyone should be onboarded into this whole new area, see all the benefits, but at the same time, it is our part as the EDIHs or any other AI participant in the landscape, like of the AI landscape area, should also put in like the whole promotion and the full for the campaign for how to use AI in the good way. Never put AI in the driving seat. AI just like an assistant, like a brainstorming, just a tool for you, and that's it. Be aware of the limitations and data governance. Every entity working with AI should be knowing all of that, of course.
That's very important. It's like, let's say, a basic skills that everyone will need to have for the future to deal with AI as let's say, in directly or indirectly. So thank you very much, Rami, and thank you very much to all the speakers that were with us today. So I thank Sabrina, Gozia, Daniel, Svitlana, Oana, Christine, and also Kati. The presentation will be shared with all of you, and also the recording will be available at the end of the event. It will take us a few weeks, but it will be available on the Digital Skills and Jobs platform. So I thank you once again, and I recommend you to follow the Digital Skills and Jobs platform, and also to keep in touch with the EDIH that I've presented today. You will have all their data in the presentation that will be shared. I wish you all a nice weekend, and thank you for staying with us so long.